All right, let's see if I could even talk about this. It's just a good chance that there's just a chance my words may be so clogged up that I can't even express myself. Title of this video is Christianity. I'm hurt by Christianity, yet I depend on it for hope and survival. Christianity hurt me, yet I need it. But when I see all the hate that's being promoted in the name of Christianity, it's unrecognizable to me. Either way, I feel like I'm at a complete breaking point with it. And that's an understatement. I'm just exhausted. Let's talk about it if it's even possible. So, as we know, Christianity, well, not as we know, but as it's obvious to many of us who sit on the outside wondering what the hell went wrong, Christianity has become a very hateful religion. It's become a very, very hateful religion. And this prejudice is justified toward all kinds of people. Gay people, trans people, I don't even know, oppressing women, etc. And honestly, that I can't, when it comes to hate, that's hate, and I'm not going to sugarcoat it. And I can't stand by hate. I can't stand by hate. And honestly, as a person like myself, who is, I'm going to be real, not straight. I'm going to be honest with you, not straight. I genuinely feel like Christianity is soulless to gay people. It's soulless to gay people. And, the very idea that they want gay people to remain single their whole lives or demand them to change or whatever, then, or else they burn in hell or whatever. I mean, according to some of the most fundamentalist of beliefs. Unfortunately, thankfully not everybody believes that, but, but still, even though a lot of people that don't believe it still think it's a sin. They don't even bother to take into consideration about how much damage homophobia has done to society. And so many on the right in America want to renormalize it. This is why they're going after our precious young men. Because they want to renormalize this hate. They want to renormalize this homophobia. And they don't care about homophobia. They don't care about homophobia. This is kind of the part one of this video where I kind of explain why I'm hurt by Christianity. And I'm going to get into more detail. And the part two is going to be like, but yet I still need it. I still depend on it for dear life. And Christianity does not care about homophobia. The root cause of homophobia, the root cause of all homophobia is the belief that a loving relationship between two people of the same gender is a sin. That's ultimately the root cause. Boasting that heterosexual people are having kids and gays are not, and the governor of Tennessee signing a law stating nuclear family month because gay people have no existence in their mind. Undermining the very humanity of gay people. The very fact that gay people they just come out different. That being gay is the same as being straight, and most people don't get this. And I mean, who's to blame? I'm not even gonna lie. Who's to blame? Well, both sides. Yeah, right and left. I'm serious. Right and left. And I'm gonna break that down for a second. All right, who's to blame for the fact that society doesn't recognize that gay people are just like straight people? Who's to blame for that fact? Well, Christianity, first off, because Christianity has militantly trained people to believe that it's a sin to have any kind of loving relationship between two people of the same gender. But also, conservative culture, right-wing podcasters, Tucker Carlson, all these people, right-wing podcasters, completely joking about and undermining and using the F slur or whatever, and kind of boasting about how nuclear families are better than, a loving gay couple, and the fact that loving gay couples shouldn't even be together, etc., etc., and, creating all these conspiracies about gay people. And a lot of these podcasters claim to be Christians, creating all these conspiracies about gay people, saying that this is what was causing homosexuality and all this stuff, and they're trying to homosexualize the world and all that. And the fact that millions of our precious young men in this nation are watching these podcasters demonize and create lies and conspiracies about people who are gay. And a lot of these guys claim to be Christian. A lot of these guys claim to be Christian. So that we have the right-wing conspiracy, podcasting, networking. We got the people who are in power, Republicans. Yes, specifically Republicans, who are making Nuclear Family Month because gay people have no existence in their mind. Because only nuclear families matter in all existence. We got all the woke, all the right-wing pushing all this woke fear, etc., etc., saying that every time you see a gay couple on TV, it's a violation of Christian morals and all that stuff, and it's woke, and you got to run away from that. Or if a company puts up a pride flag or whatever, you got to boycott that company. And a lot of this is rooted in Christianity. It's rooted in Christianity. It's rooted in the most hateful elements of Christianity. And honestly, so because of all these conspiracies and Republican lawmakers and Republicans, mostly Republicans, who are trying to, in pretty much all 50 states, federal level, trying to make life more difficult for gay people, all the right-wing outlets and podcasters and all that, promoting conspiracies and lies and hate about gay people, embolden Christianity, embolden fundamentalists, also pushing lies and hate and conspiracies about gay people, undermining the very fact that homophobia is a root problem in our society, a root problem that's causing so many people to get hurt. And we have to talk about the left too. Yes, I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. There's so much hate on the right. This is a big problem I have with gay Republicans because they don't see it. But because I'm an independent, I will talk to you about both sides. Yeah, we get it. The LGBTQIABCD, MS3, whatever. Mafia, all the ultra woke, I'm not talking modern woke, ultra woke trans ideology. Men can have periods, many different genders, and honestly, all this, and we don't even, and all this, sexual performance at pride parades and all that stuff, and all this disgusting stuff, at pride, all this disgusting stuff that's being promoted by the far left woke LGBTQIABC community. And then we have the sexualized culture of gay men, which is a ginormous problem of how they just want to go to gay bars and have sex and all that stuff and go and party and all that stuff. And I know because I was part of that. I was not part of that. I was a black sheep, but I have attended their parties. I have, in 2023, one of the darkest years of my life, and this year is pretty dark too, by the way, as you see in my previous video. This year is pretty dark too. But 2023, one of the darkest years of my life, with all this, I was part of the gay community. I was disowned by them. Because I was a black sheep in it. I don't consider myself part of the gay community anymore. I don't. And the key word is community. I don't consider myself part of the gay community. I'm not part of it. I'm not part of it. I don't consider myself part of the LGBT community, you know, maybe in the sense that one of those letters may or may not apply to me, but other than that, I am not part of that community. I'm not part of the gay community. I was, let's just say, I was excommunicated from the gay community. Most of them have blocked me by now anyway. Some of the key leaders of it that used to host these parties without care and go and get drunk and talk about sex and tell me to get laid and all that stuff, you know, most of them have excommunicated me. I've already been blocked by them. And I wear that as a badge of honor because I couldn't be proud of that. I don't want to be part of that. I would rather be alone with than to be part of that. But I digress. You know, all the woke LGBTQIA culture and men having periods and many different genders and all the sexual perversion at pride parades and all the sexual perversion in the gay community and just the darkness in it, which I am grateful to have stepped away from and to not be a part of anymore. At the same time, you know, all the darkness in it, you know, it's just, and I'm just being real. I'm exposing it for what it is. I'm exposing both sides for what they are. And where was I getting at? The point of where I'm getting at is that, you know, it was bad either way. And, but that doesn't change the fact that at their core, gay people are just innocent, like straight are just as innocent as straight people, you know? And when it comes to, oh yeah, this is where I was getting at. I'm sorry, I kind of got lost in my thoughts. I kind of got lost in my thoughts. So I was telling you about how homophobia is spreading with the right and how the left is not making anything better for us, you know? And when our nation's precious young men look at this, okay? They hear all these lies and rumors and conspiracies about gay people and all the homophobia coming from churches and fundamentalists and podcasters and right-wing outlets and politicians on the right. And then they see all this LGBTQIA woke sexualized culture stuff on the left. And I don't even want to call sexualized culture a left-wing thing because it's not. That has nothing to do with that. There's plenty of right-wingers engaging in disgusting sexualized culture. But it's no wonder that so many people are afraid of gay people. Or so many young men are afraid of gay people, are afraid to have a gay friend, are afraid to, you know, make friends with gay people, to talk to gay people, to get to know gay people, to get to know gay people's humanity, and to abandon homophobia. And Christianity remains at just a very root core of the problem with that. And it's very, very heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking, but homophobia is one of the most evil things in our society. And on Instagram, and going back to the topic of Christianity, oh Lord have mercy, let's see. On Instagram, I was having I'm seeing all... Study of Pope Leo is not a conservative. Give me a second. Going back to the topic of Christianity. On Instagram, I'm seeing many, like a lot of just random conservative Christian Gen Z young men pop up. They're just coming out of nowhere. They're emboldened. They're speaking boldly. And in the name of Christianity, they're speaking hate. And I was unlucky enough to engage with one of these young men. You know, I mean, honestly, if I could save at least one of these conservative young men from homophobia, from a life of homophobia, from a life of prejudice, from a life of emboldened hatred, going into the future and going into the next generation, I'll fight for that. I'll fight for that. And most of these, not all, but most of these are using Christianity to justify that hate. So this person was making a video and he was making comments about he looks like a 22-year-old guy. Like, he looks like a 22-year-old guy. He looks like he's in his early 20s. Very young man. But it's hard to see, people that young with that much hate in their heart. And he was speaking about gay marriage. All right, he was speaking about gay marriage. I'm not going to say his name, but he was making comments about gay marriage. And I commented, and I kind of had a little bit of a back and forth. How did I get 5 watchers at the moment? Damn, how did I get 5 watchers at the moment? That's crazy. Okay. I will tell you straight up that, and I made this comment to this person, okay? So I will tell you straight up that gay people are just like straight people. We grow up, we figure out we figure out that we're same gender attracted, we develop crushes, we fall. How am I getting so many viewers all of a sudden? Whoa, this came out of nowhere. I got 11 people watching me. Whoa. Okay, now I'm a little bit, this is awkward. I suddenly got 11 people watching me. This came out of nowhere. I will tell you straight up that gay people are just like straight people. We grow up, we figure out that we're same gender attracted, we develop crushes, we fall in love, we get our hearts broken. We eventually find that special person we want to be with for the rest of our lives. From my own personal experience, and this is a personal experience I was talking about, I have personally fallen in love. Okay, something weird is going on with my viewership. I don't know who's watching. Okay, interesting. I have personally fallen in love, and the love was true. I would have been there for this person thick and thin. I would give him my whole world to this person, and what happened? I got my heart broken. It destroyed me. And just like you, I firmly do not believe in sexual relations before marriage because that comes from my Christian worldview. I do not believe in sexual relations before marriage. And I know that lust is extremely rampant in both the gay and straight communities. I've seen it. And that lust, the sin is lust. No matter who we are to abstain from lust. And then he just makes the comment back. This is kind of a dialogue I'm having. I love a lot of my friends, but it's an abomination if I try to have sex with or marry them. I think that 2 men can love each other. I mean, I'll grant him that. He did say that, okay? I think that 2 men can love each other, but that doesn't mean they should have sex or get married. The same with 2 family members love each other. I mean, I'll give him partial credit, okay? He acknowledged that 2 men can love each other. I'll give him partial credit for that. All right? And then I reply, anybody can love anybody, sure, as friends. But did you grow up different, knowing you were different? Did you grow up knowing that you have a healthy and natural attraction to the same gender? If we lived in a world free from homophobia, gay young people would be able to date, enjoy their love stories without prejudice or judgment. They would be able to grow up and find the love of their lives just like every heterosexual out there. Instead of being conditioned by conservative culture to believe something is wrong with them. You will never understand how much damage that has causes to real human beings. Going back to my Christian-based worldview on this, I believe in the same standards should apply to everyone. We're not to lust after each other. We're not to have premarital sexual relations. I've taken a lot of heat for standing there by this, and by the way, I've taken a lot of heat for standing by this. But I told you I hold to my convictions, and I will hold to my convictions no matter what. And then this is something interesting. It just kind of was a little dialogue. He made another comment, and then I made a comment about the Bible and all that stuff, and it kind of gets back to the whole point, I want to, when I see these conservative young men, and they're popping up everywhere, I want to be the one to, if I can talk to them and de-radicalize them and de-radicalize their hatred, which they may or may not carry for the rest of their lives, honestly, that would be a real powerful blessing to me. I don't know how I got so many views on this. This is crazy. I don't, that would be a real powerful blessing to me to be able to do that. And I feel like, I just want to be the one to, right at this point, maybe it's just a calling for me to speak to these young men, that have been listening to right-wing podcasters and Charlie Kirk's and fundamentalist Christianity and trying to pull people back into, hateful worldviews of the past, while also acknowledging the dangerous flaws that both sides are fully guilty of. Like I already expressed earlier in my video, the right is actively promoting hate and homophobia, actively promoting and pushing it. And the left is hurting our cause with all this LGBTQIA, multi-gender, men with periods, sexualized culture nonsense. It's bad on both ends. So once again, just like with the Israel issue, I stand in the middle. I stand in the middle of this. And I want to be, I want to be the one that's going to be de-radicalizing our young men. That's going to be speaking to our young men. That's going to be, helping to get our young men out of hateful worldviews of the past that should be where they belong in the past. And then I see all these comments online. It's just like, God is the one that's making these young men do this and all this stuff. And it just makes Christianity look really, really, really bad. Now that brings me to part 2 of this topic. Why I need Christianity. I need Christianity to give me hope. Because honestly, I've always said this and I've always stood by this. Without God, we have nothing. I still have faith in God. I still have faith in Jesus Christ as my Savior. All right? I still believe he went to the cross willingly and died for my sins. And honestly, I hear a lot of people constantly say this. I hear a lot of people constantly say this who are in my shoes. And the thing is, and the whole reason they continue to maintain their faith despite all the hate out there is because of God. I believe it's because of God. I believe it's because of the fact that God is still with them. That God actually loves these people. That God is actually with these people and sustaining the faith of these people. And honestly, the way I look at it is like, without my faith in God, I have no hope for anything. It's either my faith is in Jesus Christ or I'm agnostic. And there's no in between there. There's not atheist, that's too far. But it's either my faith is in Jesus Christ or I'm agnostic. And that's it. He says, ask anything in my name and it will be done. And so when I get on my knees and pray and ask God for things, and when I pray for the things on my heart and soul and burden, my hope is he's the only one that who will hear this. He's the only one that I can pour my heart out to. He's the only one that I can directly open up and speak to, at the end of the day. And ultimately, that's just what it is. Because honestly, if I can't, God is the only one that can make things happen in my life. God is the only one that can make miracles happen in my life. God is the only one that can answer the prayers in my life. God is the only one who can make happen what my heart and soul has been crying out for. And God is the only one that can use me ultimately. So I need Christianity. I need it. And that's the bottom line. I've been hurt by it. I've been deeply hurt by it. I continue to be hurt by it. But at the same time, I need it. I need it because God is the only one that can make things happen. Miracles, prayers, etc., etc., etc. And it's where my hope and faith is. And with all that being said, I don't know if this was a glitch, but apparently I got lots of viewers on here. This was it was weird. I saw my viewership peak at 12. It's never been that high before. I have no idea. That was interesting. Who's watching me? I don't know who's watching me. Anyway, to all of you who did watch, if you guys made it this far, my viewership peaked at 12 in this video. It peaked at 12 people in this video. And that was really, really shocking. But to all of you who did watch, thank you for watching. And I think I made my point here. Appreciate you guys for watching and take care. This is Javier here. Good night. Good day.